Hi, Snipes here, and it's been a second since I've uploaded.
Woo! Yeah, baby! That's what I've been waiting for. That's what it's all about. Woo!
I'd love to tell you guys that I've been working hard all week to give you an incredible video.
But it's just I put this one off really late, so sue me.
These past several days have been a really hard point in my life, but given the occasion of this video, that being the channel hitting 3,000 subs, I count my every blessing and say that a celebration is long overdue. I really can't tell you how much it means to me that at the point of making this video, we're well into 3,000 people who've taken time out of their day to not only watch my content, but like it enough to subscribe, comment, and even interact as a small part of a thriving community on my Discord server, much less having a couple dozen down to play Insurgency at any given time. So without any further ado, today I have some fun stuff planned for you guys. First and foremost being a nice funtage, playing with the fans like I do with all these subscriber specials. Kicking it into gear, I thought I'd like to thank a few different people who have both been my fans and friends throughout the past 4 months on YouTube.
I want to thank me for believing in me. I want to thank me for doing all this hard work.
First and foremost is Firefly, who is consistently my co-op buddy as well as my dad in real life, who has always been down to play Sandstorm to get footage or just have good old-fashioned
there's
fun.
still some coming.
Oh, jeez. Rascals. They think they've got me. They don't know what a southern boy will go to get the... Oh, no! Oh, no! Oh, no!
Same with some of the stars from my first subscriber special. Moist Kitten.
I picked up the IED and I want you to run inside the building with it. I'm gonna blow you up.
Set off, set off, set off, set off!
Dragon PB.
Just a city boy.
Born and raised in South Detroit. You took the midnight train going anywhere.
Spiny Pine.
Flashbang? More like fleshbang.
And Neon Green Skies. Some new faces from this episode are Beano's,
I want my skin tone in like hexadecimal or whatever.
Bovril,
Bovril, you're from like Scotland, right?
What?
I think that answers I think that answers the question nicely. And Jay.
Game on a Tuesday!
On a Tuesday!
On a Tuesday!
Of all things, on a Tuesday. I'd also like to take this time to thank my IRL friends like I Like You Cut G, who is my regular Battlefield buddy, as well as Webcrab, who has been generous enough to spend time moderating my Discord server and not pitching a hissy fit when people put memes in general. I think that's about it, so let's get into the clips.
Take the numbers on the back of your mom's credit card, divide that by 3, add that by 10, and that is your new birthday. Type in the chat what's your birthday.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yo, it's Beano's. Beano's. That was a mistake.
You don't run into someone.
That's not how you do it, Beano's.
Yeah, look, this is how you keep a corner in Canada, okay? Come get some! Just wipe the glue clean off his chin. Hey, guys, you know, we're in the normal stage of this little group here. The more we play, the better we'll get. The more coordinated.
Yeah, it's like we're going through puberty. Everyone vote precinct, everyone vote precinct. We control the elections, guys. Vote precinct. Hey, don't forget, you can vote twice if you have a deceased grandparent. Oh no.
Tuesday?
We're gonna ball up on a
Cringe,
Tuesday,
innit,
okay?
bruv?
In it,
Innit, bruv? It's a little bit cringe.
it's all a bit cringy, yeah?
It's a little bit cringe.
It's a bit cringy.
With a siren head, you could say he's got a siren for a head. Rather stupid, isn't it? I'm gonna keep it real, Chief. We've overdone the joke.
So it's fine.
Keeping it a little real here. Y'all are sounding a little cringy with this British joke.
Dude, do we start doing this in voice chat?
A little bit cringe,
In it, bruv.
It's a little bit cringe, isn't it?
Bit cringe.
cringe, innit, bruv?
On a Tuesday. On a Tuesday.
A little bit cringe,
On that note, it's time for the Q&A segment I promised and you all have been waiting for. I'd like to thank everyone who participated in both the play sessions and in questions on my Discord, which you can find in the link down below. I made a decision to not include a scripted answer for all of these and just sort of take them as they go, so I hope you guys enjoy and maybe learn something new too. Alright, so in front of me here is a list of questions and I'm going to take a look at them and answer each of the ones that personally caught my eye. These were all selected by me from the Ask Snipes section of my Discord server, which you can join in the link in the description down below. How did you discover Insurgency? I remember I was looking through YouTube, just as you do, some late night looking for new games actually. I'd always been, and I still am, always looking for new options and avenues to go down to play for new shooters. And I remember finding a video about all these tactical realism games, and it linked to this little trailer from a game called Insurgency Sandstorm. And I remember the trailer very clearly. I think it was voiced by one of the devs, and the pitch was actually very straightforward. Insurgency Sandstorm was a project game made by a small team, and it was made for basically a hyper-realistic interpretation of ground warfare in the Middle East. I was interested enough at the time, but what really sold me on the entire concept was actually their explanation of the door system. Well, now that seems a little bit stupid, but if you actually look into the door system of Insurgency, it's actually quite in-depth. And I remember them walking you through in the trailer. They said there's 3 different ways to open a door. You can normally open it at a regular speed and interval, so you just press the key and it opens it like a normal human being. But then you can also hold the key, and while either aiming down sights or priming a grenade, it opens partially to a small angle, so you can either peek through with your gun and shoot someone or throw a grenade in to the other side, which I thought was pretty cool. But the most cool factor of all was the fact that you could bust open doors by kicking them down or sprint charging into them. And further than that, depending on what side the hinges were mounted, facing you or away from you, the door would either swing open all at once or it would come off its frame entirely because you hit it from the wrong side. And I remember looking at the trailer and seeing that and thinking to myself, wow, if these developers put that much effort into just the door, how much effort do they put into something like a simple gun or an airstrike or a command or a character or your customization? And as it turns out, they put a lot of detail and effort into most of these things. Staged reloads, staged grenades, and even having an extra bullet chambered into your gun if you hadn't completely emptied your magazine on a swap. It was all really incredible and in-depth, and everything that was so innovative at the time and unheard of for any shooter or even Siege to do. And I just thought, having watched that's just incredible, and especially for $30 to $15, I just had to get this game. Do you know about the ISMC mod? Yes, I know about the ISMC mod. Actually, I would like to address that because I think it's slightly important to tell you guys that I don't plan on doing anything on modded content, be it guns or maps or whatnot, and this is mostly because I've read the Reddit, and what that means is that you see, if you go on even today, you see a bunch of posts about people who did mods but now their game's completely busted, and I need my game files to be functional to actually make content, so I'm not going to risk breaking my system and having more game-breaking bugs than the game already has to check out a couple mods that don't have the same quality and polish that the developers put on, which is saying a lot because the developers don't really always have the best A-game coming on whenever they release something new. So yes, I see the ISMC mods and all these custom maps, and I have a mad respect for all these creators for making content for a game that they love on this level, beyond even what I do, but I just can't see myself trying it in the future when I already have enough content to cover as it is. Do you have any plans of running a community server? I'd love to if I knew how to. I'm going to look into it at a certain point, let's say 10,000 subs, so I know that if I bother to make a server that people would possibly traffic it enough. There's not enough players on Insurgency to begin with anyways for me to really believe that there would be that many dedicated people on the server at any given time, so I'm hesitant now, especially because I don't really know how it's done at all. Like, my technical knowledge with computers is highly limited. Me getting to install a Minecraft mod is an incredible feat for just my own self, so figuring out how to run a server on Insurgency Sandstorm is going to be a bit of a task, and I'm not quite ready to undertake it, though it does sound like a lot of fun. Is having pineapple on pizza a war crime? Yes. Does this make me cool? Yep. Is there gonna be a 3,000 sub special? No. Where are you from and what? Nope. What's your social security? Nope. Is sand called sand because it's between the sea and the I hate this? What is your favorite color Skittle? Green. And if it isn't green, you're not my friend. How are you? Oh my god! Oh jeez! Oh my god! Why did you think this Q&A was a good idea? We all make mistakes. Which grips do you recommend, and also ghillie or desert smear? I think I have enough thoughts on this to warrant a short video, so I'm probably going to opt for making that instead of fully answering this, but to answer to a degree, I quite like the reload grip on most of my guns. It honestly just supplements it to a degree where it will save you in a lot of situations with any gun that you would need a slightly faster reload to catch that next enemy coming around the corner, and I just think that's completely indisposable and universal between all weapons in general. As for ghillie or desert smear, ghillie is 100% better because it's one you actually pay real money for, and that's very intentional development design. It is the superior camouflage. However, desert smear isn't bad at all if you can save up all the credits to get full set of it. What's your opinion on Battlefield 4 Hardcore? I actually quite like Battlefield 4 Hardcore. Before Insurgency, it was actually quite my favorite field combat simulator. The hardcore mode is very immersive, realistic. You actually lose ammo when you drop magazines and such like that. That combined with the large amount of vehicles like aerial warfare and tank combat make it very cool to me, and I'm a huge fan of it. Will you make Battlefield 6 content if it's any good? Yes, 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 absolutely yes. If it's any good whatsoever, if it's not the dumpster fire that we saw with Battlefield 5 and more of the masterpiece we saw in Battlefield 4 and Battlefield 1, you will absolutely see me doing gun guides on Battlefield 6. I am highly likely to dive into that game and just waste my entire life in it, and I cannot wait to see any news for it and to watch it come out. I really look forward to it. What guns would you like to see added to Insurgency Sandstorm in the future? This is mostly going to be a topic of a video I have planned in my head somewhere in the near future, but to give a short answer, I want to see more secondaries. I want to see more options for secondaries and more attachments for secondaries. We've gotten so many major updates adding primary after primary, but we don't get a lot of secondaries. I want to see revolvers. I want to see maybe a secondary type shotgun like a super shorty. I want to see if we can get anything crazy like a Glock 18 that fires in full auto, or a Beretta 9R, maybe conversion kits for the Beretta and Glock respectively. I want to see cool stuff like that. That's just really well done with the secondaries, and I just want to see them flesh that out more. And finally, future plans for the channel, which actually kind of brings me into my last segment here. In terms of future plans, I am looking at a decision between getting either Squad or Tarkov and doing guides in terms of a new game I haven't really played before. I'm going to do more gun guides on Battlefield 4 for sure. I also plan on rounding off Season 4 of Gun Guide at some point, but it's hard for me to get into Insurgency sometimes these days, so that's probably further down the road, mostly because I'm not a huge fan of the snipers. Finally, I'm almost certainly going to make a follow-up video for my one-off called A Critical Look, which was on Destiny 2 Beyond Light, because that got a lot of attention as of late, and I think there's some more things to touch on at this point, and or another critical look on a game that is to be determined, but may have a title referring to the light phenomena which occurs when the individual colors from the light spectrum are separated in order of wavelength, as well as a common practice with a term coined during a certain activity done on castles in the Dark Ages. Beyond that, I think that's just about all I have to say about the channel for now. That and once again, thank you all for your support. I look forward to cranking out plenty of content in 2021 and maybe grow my following even more. Thank you all, and until next time, I'm Snipes, your wonderful audience, and I'll see you all out there. Have a good one.